not recording there.
And we are all set.
Down here. You might be watching.
Yes.
That secret's the track. Good morning. I'd like to call to order this meeting of the Broome County Local Development Corporation Audit and Finance Committee meeting. The first order of business is to accept the meeting minutes from the July 17th committee meeting. Everyone's had a chance to review the minutes and changes were made if necessary, so we will accept them for the record. Next item on the agenda is the public comment period. Anyone wishing to speak on the matters concerning the committee, state their name, address, and limit their comments to 5 minutes. Seeing none, we close that and move on to new business, which is the review recommendation of approval to the full board for the LDC operational budget for fiscal year 2025. Stacey,
Okay.
please.
So yes, so again, per the requirements of the authority's budget office, the Broome County Local Development Corporation budget should be approved and submitted to the ABO by October 31st. So we are on time for this. The LDC budget, as you can see, varies a lot from our IDA budget. There has been some changes of note in this budget this year, mostly related to some income lines. For several years, I think since 2017 or 2018, we have had a partnership with NYSEG on an economic development outreach grant program, which we have used to do a lot of marketing and community sponsorships. That grant, the way that is, it's a reimbursable grant, so we typically budget it out a year ahead. Funds, so it has been $75,000 for several years. They notified us this year that they were putting a pause on that grant program and would not be providing any grant funds to us this year. So as you can see, it impacts the 2024 in that we won't receive those funds. So therefore, we have taken it out of 2025's budget. Miscellaneous, most things are relatively consistent. Roberson administrative fee, if you recall, the board approved us serving as a pass-through for their environmental facilities grant to do some upgrades at the Roberson campus. We do receive, is it 10% administrative fee?
No, it's.
I think it's
5.
5%.
Yeah.
Okay, we do receive an administrative fee totaling, I don't recall the percentage, but the total dollar value of that is $45,000 that we'll receive in 2025. The SUNY Broome housing, that is the recent closing on the SUNY Broome Student Village refinance. Oftentimes we elect to have those termed out, so it just gives us a little bit of recurring income. However, they desire to pay that in one lump sum. So you see that that recently closed, I think, just a few weeks ago. So that money has been paid and that income has been accounted for. Good Shepherd Village, that is a refinance that, again, it's a term out payment. So it just gives us a little bit of recurring income on an annual basis. That will be remaining in 2025. Interest income, again, slightly above what we've budgeted, but we've well, actually, we didn't budget that.
Right, I just wanted to, Teresa and I were talking and we just felt it made sense. We've never shown it, but it's a nice amount. So we wanted to add that to the LDC budget going forward.
Our cash balance right now in the LDC and the checking is about 130,000, and in our money market is about 441,000. So cash for work, cash, we're very healthy from a cash perspective. Leadership Alliance, that is a contribution we received from the Chamber of Commerce. That's a partnership. They provide that income to us to support marketing and of the brand of the Leadership Alliance partnership. As you see, because of the impact of the loss of the NYSEG grant, we are recommending for next year that we move $30,000 from reserves to our income line for next year. And it is also because I think we had originally intended to sort of term out some of the payments on the closing of the bond refinance. But again, I think we're in a strong cash position. to do that. It does allow us to maintain, certain, partnerships we have, the sporting goods open, a number of community sponsorships we support. And we felt we were in a strong position to do so, but happy to take any questions, comments, concerns on that.
I don't have a problem with funding. I just wonder if we should be calling that income, or if we should just show that we're gonna have a loss, and the way we're gonna fund that loss is by pulling from
Pulling
reserves.
from them.
I don't know how you call pulling
Yeah.
reserve from reserves
With
income.
income.
But I don't know, maybe you have enough. That's the right way to do it.
Show it below the line.
Show it below.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Move it.
Yeah, because.
Okay.
But make note that that's, I mean, we're obviously, we made $60,000 this year, more than we thought we were going to, because
Right. Yep, okay, we can modify that.
Don't let it happen again.
Yeah. Well,
and
yeah,
this is also, I mean, there's, if you get another project like the house, I mean, there
Right.
could be
Could
project
potentially
financing in
Right.
25.
25.
So I mean,
another
if
bond.
you want to show break even, I think you could put, project finance, you had identified project
Yeah.
financing, and then
Yeah.
it's just a line item that maybe you missed the budget, but I think it's fair to say that you
you said we
could.
could do project,
could-
well, we do it with lease backs, essentially, we're guessing.
We're right.
Making a guess, if you will, an educated guess, but we're making
So like with,
a guess of what we
when
think
when
will
you, when you
close.
did the financing for UHS, right, that's like the housing, right?
Yeah.
If
Mhm.
they did if they did another bond issue, and we would, right, that would be a source of income for us, right?
So if we just call it project fees or something like that,
I'd be
or fee
comfortable
income.
having that as a line item, thinking that we're in the business.
yeah.
We
That's
ought
a
to
good
have a
point.
line item.
There are a few local institutions that are looking at some projects that could be bond deals for us, so we're hopeful, we're trying to remind them that
Yeah.
they should do those deals locally with us.
Because if it's below the line, then you're showing how you're gonna take care of it if something doesn't happen.
Right.
Okay,
So should we go more than 30,000 then?
I don't know, whatever I mean, we're in that business, so I think put it up there, but it's something we ought to be trying to get.
yeah, that makes good sense.
Now, remember, your budget, it should be, a zero-based budget for all intents and purposes, so
Yeah.
it's not like you don't need 30,000, you need more like 20,000.
Right. Just
I
show us,
agree with that.
yeah, okay,
You don't need to show a profit in a budget.
we will modify that. So we'll modify the income side accordingly and, resend this out to the board. Any other thoughts on income? And then, so under expense, the IDA admin fee was a recommendation of our auditors that we identify, just some source of. How did they term that, Natalie? I don't recall, but they had the auditing term that they.
They did use
suggested.
this, yes, yeah.
Legal, legal,
Yeah.
most of our work, regarding, legal expenses is covered through bond transactions directly, so we've accounted for some minor expenses there. 4301 Watson, that is the old IBM Country Club. We took on a little more expense this year than, was that related to just mowing? I don't know.
Yes, and now that the building's down, they're very particular on how it's mowed in the back because it bumps up to the golf course, so Jim has to take care of a lot more back in the back than we did when the building was there. They call them constantly.
Who's very particular? The town of Union
No,
or
the
the
owners of the
owner
golf
that
course.
orders it? Okay.
Yeah, we had option income on that property, or?
That's what we
So,
wanna talk, yeah.
yeah, so the previous income we've received to date from Conifer was booked in 2023. They do, and Natalie and I had a conversation about this morning. They do have a pending invoice of 25,000
Yeah.
to extend the
Action
option.
the mail.
So that should be reflected
So
in
there's-
here also.
So we,
Will
yeah,
we receive that?
That would be-
that would be in
Yes.
24.
So that would-
Yeah, so that'll go under the
Yeah.
miscellaneous income.
Yeah, or the income, or the fee income.
Well, for 24, it's gonna,
Oh, yes.
it'll show under
But that
miscellaneous.
reflects that you had an option all the way through All of 25?
Well, not necessarily all, so the option reads that if they are not funded in this next round, the option it turns out immediately, and those are non-refundable.
I mean, I think our auditors ought to put some of that in 25.
Yeah,
And that, I mean, it at least covers the expense of
Yeah.
maintaining that property, right?
Mhm.
I think I'd match that.
I like your thinking.
yeah, 5 months,
Maybe defer
25 divided by 12,
Defer.
Okay.
Okay,
some of that,
yeah.
okay. So we'll do
deferred
that.
income.
takes care of your deficit.
Yep,
Yes.
there you go, man.
Thank you, because I hate doing that.
Deferred income.
And then the remainder remain consistent, marketing, we work to support the Dick's Sporting Goods, Dick's Open event, on an annual basis. That is the 34,000, Leadership Alliance Marketing is, our contribution towards, a number of marketing efforts, so when we're at these trade shows and things, just putting the brand out there more visibly.
And that's really what the chamber's paying half of.
Yeah.
Correct.
Mhm.
So we're essentially.
Yeah, we're matching, yep, we're matching it. Community sponsorships are just a way to support a number of mostly nonprofit, well, not mostly, nonprofit organizations, a variety of arts organizations, human service organizations through small sponsorships and visibility for the partnership there. The remaining are essentially the same. We've just itemized a few additional expenses that weren't there previously. Audit remains, our audit is up slightly from previous years. And then we still have ARPA funds that we're issuing, that we should clearly finalize that this year. But because they are over the $750,000 amount, they do require a single audit, that Insero does for us as well
When do those funds go away?
this year.
So this will be the last ARPA audit, so
Yeah.
to speak.
Mm,
I would
I
think
mean,
so.
we're not, we have received all the funds, but. I mean, they're still not all out there.
We still
We're
have
still holding, still Finch Hollow, there's money there,
Finch Hollow and Phoenix.
Phoenix, and
You
then,
don't have
obviously the
Hollow.
Hooper Road project. We just got the funds for. 609 Hooper Road.
That's $400,000, so, but in total, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so they should be in the 2024 audit that will require
Next
the
year.
single audit. And
Correct.
beyond that, we should-
Next year should be it. Be done with her.
So we have.
She will.
She will, we might let her retire.
Yeah.
We might, let us know. Yes, so, any other, with those adjustments, noted, any other questions, comments?
Seeing none, thank you, Stacy. We will look for a motion to bring it to the board, full board.
With the.
With changes,
adjustments,
yep.
yeah,
The
yep,
adjustments.
so move.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. No old business? Motion for adjournment is in order.
Oh, there. But.
Thank you all for your